got there, DK?
First leg muscle stampede.
DK, how are the deads going?
First time deadlifting in 2 years. Deadlifting heavy in 2 years. So we'll see how it goes.
Come on. Okay, you don't have one right now. Let's tell them about it. All right. Nice. Strong as shit. Okay, very strong. Okay, first off in his setup, he's got like a shoulder width setup, which works for some people, but not all people. So the first thing I would say as a coach is in his setup, I can see his knees are already knocked in a little bit, and his toes are straight forward. So what I probably have him do is bring his feet under his hips and actually drive his toes a little bit out, a couple degrees. And when we're in that setup, knees hugging the elbow, staying really tight, because pretty much what I'm seeing from him is he's using all lower back. Pull up your shorts a little bit. Look at the size of those things. Look at that, you got a tattoo as a frog? No, I'm just kidding. He's a frog man. We want to initiate the leg drive more. Yeah. And then you still use all back, you know, whole posterior chain, but I don't think he's using the quads nearly as much as he should be, which could easily add 50 to 100 pounds to his deadlift.
Because that's the one thing I never really knew was stance.
Yeah, if your knees are coming in, there's no way we can utilize the, like, if you were trying to squat, would your knees come in on a squat? You'd be more beneficial with your knees point outward a little bit, right? Use your quads. Same thing with the deadlift. Drive your knees into your elbows. Okay, now tighten your back for me. Bring your butt up a little bit. Now pull the bar in. Good. Pull from there. Big breath. Good. Down. Nice. Cool. If you're good for one more, we'll do one more. Stay tight. Hips up a little bit. Bring the bar in. Good. Knees out. Drive up. Good. Nice. Down. You guys are leg press here, right? Yeah. Think of this floor as a leg press, as you're pressing away.
That's why I always heard Eddie Hall. He would always say, when you're deadlifting, imagine your leg pressing and just pushing the floor away from it.
Exactly. And that's what I want you to think about when you're doing this. Automatically, I can see your legs are turning on more. Like I said, it's going to be weird.
Better too.
Yeah, that's good. And the thing is, too, is your hips were low, so you're almost in a clean type of deadlift. Where the biggest change for me is I used to always pull like a clean, but getting my hips a little bit higher, okay, we're really using the legs. And then you see guys that shake, right, like this too. Yeah. That's because they're getting that stretch reflex, the hamstring and the quad firing at each other, which is good because it means you're using both your hamstrings and your quads. Where if that's not happening, you may be more lower back dominant or just like almost like a stiff leg.
Had a lot of lower back issues. I was at the chiropractor 3 times a month just getting adjusted. And
I would speculate that if you were deadlifting like that all the time, your lower back would be really fatigued. Yeah. I'm just saying this because I had all the same issues. I either deadlift just my lower back, never initiated with my legs. Like I'm going to squat 700 pounds. There's going to be some strength in that if I can convert it to my deadlifts. Right. Same with you. Yeah. So we want to get as much muscle recruitment possible, full body, to get the best neurological response in the movement. So just work on your stance and your setup, knees out a little bit, staying really tight, pressing away with the floor. But don't lose your back doing it. Like everything's got to be full go on it, but just be more mindful of the leg drive.
I mean, I love like that you know, just hearing off the floor. How do you think about it now with if he's pulling 600, right?
Yeah.
And that bar's coming forward, how will you keep it tight to the knee and tight past the knee?
Well, the biggest thing is going to be your setup of keeping your lats tight. So I always look at it like a triangle. So if we look from the side, right, we have this triangle here. Yeah. Now the further we get rounded forward and away from our body, the bigger the triangle is going to get. So as I tighten my lats down the whole time and I'm driving it up, okay, we're keeping that close triangle. So for example, if you were to go for a max lift today and the bar came out a little bit, you're going to get stuck right here. No matter how strong you are, you're not going to be able to close the gap. So I would say just drop it. When you drop it, pay more attention to, you know, this is a little weird, but if I were to go tickle him, okay, probably wouldn't like that. So he's going to resist. That's what I do to all my athletes. That's why I have a lawsuit going on right now. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. But we're going to keep those armpits really tight down, okay, in that setup and just driving hard, keeping contact with your body and the bar the whole time. Not so much that your shins are going to bleed. That means you're maybe doing a little bit too much. But as we're coming up, you know, you should kind of feel a little bit of rub there. In a deadlift, unlike the clean, right, the wider you get, the better shorter range motion. But in a deadlift, we don't want longer pull, right? So we want to be tighter so that your lockout's going to be here. Now it's not going to be out here.
The lats on the dead, is that going to be similar to even where you would take off in the bench? Like where you want to pack your scap back and engage your lats. It's almost...
Oh, I think there's definitely going to be, you know, the same types of principles. I would think more like pack, like back, but down. Like keep them really tight, because in the bench, right, it's the same thing with the range of motion. Yeah. So you want that in the bench, not in the deadlift. In the deadlift, we want it to pull as least off the ground as possible. That's why sumos are cheaters. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get a lot of shit for that. But you know, that's why people like sumos, because in actual, like if you measure it, good videos, Bryce Krawcheck does the comparison, it's almost this much difference of a pull on a sumo versus a conventional. Yeah. So there's definitely, you know, some proof to that.
This here with the elbows hugging, it's like when I'm teaching my football guys how to clean, that's actually like the same thing. Yeah. It's almost just raising that butt up.
Yeah, just a little bit. Because the thing is, if his butt's too low, right, and he tries to drive, this is going to happen. And we don't want that to happen. We want him to stay so tight that literally he's just pushing his legs away. The back may round on a maximum load. That's fine. But we don't want the butt to shoot up as he's pulling. You know, that's how you fatigue your back and get jacked up over time. Let's go, bro. Breath. Come on. Through air. Come on. Good. Good job. How'd it feel?
So good.
Yeah, look good. Yeah, big thing is that big belly breath, no breathing. Just leg drive. Leg drive, leg drive, leg drive.
Joe, one thing I wanted to ask you is, one thing I've always hated with DK's deadlift is his at the top, where he like pulls into the hip and he sort of like sits back.
Does he hitch?
Yeah, just like a hair. It's like, is he not using his hammies as much as he should?
Yeah, so there's two things. First, so I never, ever hitched until Strongman. Okay. Because you're allowed to. Yeah. When you kind of get, your brain gets to fight or flight in a deadlift, it wants to get it done as fast as possible. So your body just, your response is like lean back, ramp up, which will work in Strongman. That's cool. When I see my athletes do it at the gym, it irritates the hell out of me because it doesn't look good. Right. And like, I don't like the way it looks. I'd rather you pull a clean deadlift. You're gonna feel better about it. I'll feel better about it. Competition, whatever. You're not being patient enough to finish the lift. Okay. So as you start feeling your body wants to do that, just stay in the same position. Push away, squeeze your ass, because that's going to meet the hips to the bar. Once you lean back, you kind of can just do the same thing, but you're just doing it fast and looks sloppy.
That's like where you're at, right? What he was just doing. Yeah. So you're using your ass more.
Yeah.
The thing is, your ass is, he's single leg squatted like 455 for triple, so his ass is strong.
No, I think he's crazy strong.
It's just
exactly.
coordinating everything.
But like my thing is with Strongman is my Achilles heel is my deadlift. In Strongman, you can't be a Strongman and have bad deadlifts. Right. Bottom line. Like I can outwork a lot of dudes, but when it comes to deadlift, I missed first, second place in the world or at the nationals for my organization because of one rep on a deadlift. Okay. So it's a big component of Strongman. So I've been trying to like really figure out the deadlift. So my biggest thing is to help me increasing the frequency. I deadlift 2 or 3 days a week, different variations of the deadlifts, depending on wherever I'm weak or whatever I'm coming up to a comp or whatever like that. But you know, just kind of dialing in that good bar path and getting stronger in all those weak positions. And keeping it as simple as possible and the range of motion as short as possible. Widening your legs, your grip's gonna get wider, it's gonna make it a longer pull. If we can get them in closer, hands closer, shorter pull, you know, initiate the leg drive, and I think you'll be easily pulling over 700 pounds.
Even though they were the heavier sets, they felt a lot better.
How much weight is this in pounds? 45, and your max
bar?
65.
Oh, 495.
This is a deadlift bar too, yeah? So you gotta remember there's gonna be way more whip in the deadlift bar, so you're pulling, you know, a little bit higher once you take the slack out. But yeah, man, I think you got a lot more in the tank we can utilize for sure. Come on! Legs! Let's go, baby! Come on. Push away, come on! Good. So as you pull, you're you're pulling too fast and the tension's coming out really fast, then the bar's catching you. I want you to get so tight that is what happens. You're that tight through the pull, so as it actually does break the floor, you're pushing with your legs. Yeah. So what's happening is you're just pulling and it's catching you. So you're kind of like.
So you think he should get the tension to get that?
Oh yeah, break it. Yeah.
And it's almost like get the tension set. And then go. Yep. Tension would bend the bar.
So tight that, yeah. So like you're already feeling a break. Then just keep progressively putting your foot on the gas. Once it breaks, all legs and your back. But like you already got the back thing down, so I don't have to worry about your back. I gotta worry about your legs. You know what I mean? Come on.
Come on, DK.
Let's go. Focus. All right. Slack out first. Come on. Come on. Let's go, man. Take it out. Use your legs. Go, 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 go. Nice, much better. Much better. Hell yeah.
Didn't feel anything in my back.
Yes.
So it's like whip, whip,
Yeah.
or slack, then hammer.
So if you have a power bar, that will happen. Power bars, yeah.
That's the black bar.
Power bars are gonna be harder. So like my max on a deadlift is way higher than my max on a power bar. But the power bar is good to practice on because you won't ever have that. If you're gonna use deadlift bar, just train that knowing that's gonna happen. But that looked like, it looks so much better. Come on, tension out. All day, come on.
No, that you up. Oh, let's go.
Go, 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 come on! Come on! Finish it!
Right now, but mentally pretty good.
I just PR'd my deadlift. Boo-hoo.
20-pound deadlift PR. Let's go. What's your